Hey, NorCal Carters. This is Jason, and it is September 30th, 2024. And this is the upcoming event show, but we're also going to do a little bit of a recap. When I say we, I mean Ashley and I, and we'll also have Josh dropping in. But we're going to do a little bit of a recap show as well as upcoming events in October. And the reason being is there's a number of series that have wrapped up their championship for the 2024 season. And when we go into the winter as well, once we get through the two Vegas races, I'm sure we'll have like a show in December that will be a recap from each club and have them on to discuss their season. But from the perspective of myself and Ashley and Josh, we're going to highlight the races we were at in September. And yeah, again, and then we'll talk about the October races. Let's see, give me 1 second here. I'm going right off the NorCal Carters calendar right now. So NorCalCarters.com. September, I'm gonna do the ones I'm gonna do, then Ashley's gonna do hers, and then we'll do all that fun stuff. So I was at Rock Sonoma, and it actually seems like it was just yesterday, but it's actually a week already. Rock Sonoma wrapped up their season finale, and I know everyone's waiting on the news, like what's going on with Rock Sonoma for 2025. And I know they'll have some news dropping throughout the winter and everything else. I know the staff has been working very hard to secure races at Sonoma, and they've already talked about it. It's the scheduling, the cost, etc. Again, if the track is expensive, then your entry fee is expensive. And I know Mike Burrell and his whole staff have been working very hard in negotiating with Rocks or the Sonoma Raceway to do something to get the cost down so the entry fees come down. So we'll wait to hear back from Rock Cup USA on that in an official manner. But it was a fun 2024 up there. The last race, we did a barbecue, and that was a good way to wrap up the series. They did the 2024 championship awards right after all the races. And all year long, there was such good racing in all the classes. Even a couple of classes. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone can go on the results and see how many people are in the class. But there was one race, and I think it was Masters. I think it was the Masters VLR class, and there was only 4 or 5 guys out there, and the top 3 guys for every single lap all day long were battling hard for that number 1 spot. And it just kind of reminded me, so even if the turnout is a little bit low on that particular weekend, those guys showed up and they put on some of the best racing that weekend, and that was a lot of fun to watch. So again, Rock Sonoma, there's a lot of great memories from the series this year. That same weekend, Prairie City kicked off their fall schedule, so they had races number 1 and number 2. So they had that doubleheader fall series kickoff on that weekend. Ashley's going to talk about CCKRA, and let's see, she's going to talk about K1 because she was down there. And with that being said, you ready, Ashley?
Hey NorCal, what's up? It's the NorCal Carters chick and Josh. Josh is here too with us tonight. Yes, so Josh and I were at K1 over the weekend, so we're gonna go over some things that we saw there. I did want to give a quick shout out to all of our NorCal drivers that are on their way or getting ready for CKNA Grand Nationals. There we have a few drivers that are going to represent us out there in Indy, and we're excited. So again, we are going to be cheering you on from NorCal, of course, and making sure we're shouting everyone out there. Let's talk a little bit about CCKRA. So we had our final champion. Well, the series ended in September, so that was our last race in the series. but we'll talk about the upcoming Central California Championship and how it's a little bit different from just our normal club race. So something else I did want to mention, if you go to either NorCal Karters Facebook or my Facebook, anything like that, the calendar meeting is out. So in the Facebook event, you can go and add topics of discussion. So I did open that. It is going to be closed to the public again this year. We are going to have more spots for more clubs. Everybody's coming, I hope. And yeah, so you can, if you're not going to come, I mean, obviously we have to close it to the public or we wouldn't get anything done. But if there is something you would like us to discuss, please put it in the Facebook group. And yeah, so I'm going to bring up Jason really quick.
What day is that in November? Was it the 9th?
Yes, November 9th. So it'll be November 9th. Each club is going to be sending a representative. Each club and series is going to be sending a representative. And we are going to be going over the calendar for 2025 in the region. Again, you can go to Facebook and put topics of discussion in the event. So let's talk a little bit about CCKRA in September. So I do want to congratulate all of the champions that finished off their race. We had a few new faces. We had a few returning champions that we sort of knew we're gonna take it home this year. But again, we're proud of everybody, and we appreciate both Josh and I and Amanda appreciate everyone coming to the CCKRA races this season. We do still have, oh yeah, so this was the race in September. We were at Button Willow, and it was the finale of our season.
We got the upcoming CCKRA in Santa Maria. I know that.
Yes, so we'll talk about.
Do you have an awards banquet set, a date, or not yet?
We don't have an awards banquet set up. So I do want to mention that next week is going to be the election meeting for the general election for the members. So if you are a member and you are on tonight, hello, put it in the comments, shout out CCKRA, but join us on the 10th. It's going to be on the 10th, and we are going to be voting for our new board.
Well, you did get a shout out on Instagram from GB Racing 12. What's up, Ashley and Josh? Miss you guys.
Hey. Hi, Gabe.
So just so you guys know, when on the Instagram stuff, we don't have a direct live feed from the chat into our stream yet. It's just not supported by Instagram. So I'm toggling back and forth. So as I see the comments, then we'll have to read them on the air. But if you want to chat live with Ashley or myself or Josh, you can do that on Facebook, NorCal Karters, or YouTube, NorCal Karters.
Yes.
So GB
Put
Racing.
It in the comments. Tell us that you're here. We see that people are here. So put it in the comments. We know you're here. Let's talk a little bit about the race that is coming, my race that is coming up. So in October, we are going to have the Central California Championship. This race is a little bit different. Sorry, this is going to be on the 19th and the 20th. 19th and the 20th. Hey, Walter. All right, Central California Championship. We are going to be at Santa Maria. So shout out Santa Maria, actually. And you can go to their Facebook page, Santa Maria, or it's SMKA. And they worked all weekend to repave, and on their Facebook page, they have a video of all the stuff that they did over the weekend on their track work day. So we appreciate them getting ready for us to come out. So shout out Santa Maria. But yes, we will be, CCKRA will be in Santa Maria for the Central California Championship on October 19th and 20th. So this is not a points race. You do not have to be a CCKRA member to participate in this race. I can't promise that I'm not going to try and entice you to become a member next year, but you don't have to be a member for this race. It's a winner take all race, and you also get to keep the flag, which has the personalized Central California Championship logo that we change every year. So it's not, it shouldn't look the same, but it'll definitely be special for this year. And again, we are inviting you to come join us, Santa Maria. But kind of bringing up Santa Maria and how they were redoing stuff over the weekend. If you want to go to Facebook, there's a video. But let's talk a little bit about K1. So Josh and I were trying to figure out, how do we bring up K1 without making it sound like it's the greatest thing ever and it's bright, new, and shiny?
No,
Well,
no, it is. It is.
It
You
is.
nail it.
It
Just go.
is.
Just jump into
So
it.
unfortunately, we cannot
That's the reality.
take that away from it, but here is our takeaway from it. So Josh and I went over the weekend, and the thing that I took away from it is it's very motivating and inspiring, I would say, because seeing things like this come to the West Coast entices new people. B, it's growing. It's helping the sport grow. So yes, there is something bright and new and shiny, but eventually that's going to bring people in, and other people are going to also look to the other clubs that are offering things as well. So it's not just something to be new, and we should all.
No, it is though. That's the difference. Like, that's the best part about it, is that it's new. Like, in my opinion, that's the best part about it. It's new. It brought a breath of fresh air to go-karting on the West Coast in general. Like, nobody was talking about go-karting on the West Coast until this track was a factor. Now we have tracks like K1. Now we have tracks like Spring Valley and opening up just outside of Vegas. We have big facilities in Northern California like Sonoma. We have big kart counts at Prairie City. Okay, like it's for me, it's the whole West Coast has a whole new breath of fresh air.
Yes.
And it's because of places like K1. I mean, nothing against it. It's great. It's fast. It's new. But for me, it just brought such a new breath of fresh air for go-karting. And it's good to see. The racing there is tight. It's fantastic. It's exciting. It draws your attention. I to be honest, it's fast. I mean, that's the biggest takeaway that I can come from it, is that it's just so fast. You roll so much speed for so long. You're on the gas. But it also brings, again, that excitement. I've been there now. This is my second time. So I was there for the first time we raced there a month ago. And then I got to go back this time, and Ashley got to tag along with me. So we were able to come home last night on our drive home and kind of just bounce ideas off of each other on what we thought. And I keep telling her, like, it's great for go-karting because it gives this whole new breath of fresh air. There's so many names of people that I haven't seen go-karting in 10 years or 12 years that are like, that seen videos from the last time we were here and we're like, oh dude, I got a race. And we're actually there. Not just talking about it, actually went out, did the work, got the go-kart and showed up. Like that's, for me, that's what go-karting needs on the West Coast. And it's exciting to see.
Yeah.
So I agree 100% with you, Josh.
Yeah, and Darren kind of explained my point a little bit better, but new tracks are a sign of overall growth, and it's good. The investors see growth potential as well, so this is things that we want to see, but it also doesn't take away from projects like the Reno, the NNKC repave. So it brings new excitement. So now everybody's sort of tagging along, and we see tracks like Santa Maria, like Reno, trying to make improvements. And
I don't want to sound like
it just does things for our region in general, not just NorCal, but the West Coast.
Yeah, and I don't want to sound like we're bashing anybody, but it also does bring attention to tracks on how they can be better, right? Because K1 is so good right now, and everybody is realizing how good it is and how lucky we are to have a facility like this on the West Coast. I think other tracks, like for instance, what we were just talking about, Santa Maria took notice really fast, and their members have now jumped behind the ball and they're making improvements to their track to try to make it better for the racer. Like it's overall, it's better for every single go-karter on the West Coast, in my opinion. Like what this place is.
You know how I look at it? The way I look
for
at
me, like if you want to look at it in a bad light, like, oh, it makes every other track look bad. No, it doesn't. It just brings attention to what other tracks need to be better so that we can all be this good. We just got an example of what it's like to have a brand new, bright, shiny ornament on our Christmas tree. And we're lucky to have it. Like I'm blessed to be able to have this facility 5 hours from my home. But we also got to take in consideration and shine the light that other tracks now need to take note that, like, how can we all be better? How can everybody as a region be better to try to ride this wave of making the whole West Coast better? Not just NorCal, not just SoCal, like the entire region as a whole. Because if karting grows in SoCal, karting's going to grow in NorCal, and karting's going to grow in Oregon and Washington, and it's just going to keep getting bigger.
Yeah, well, and from our perspective with like NorCal Karters and NorCal Monday, you look at Kart Chaser and what they've done over the past number of years, and how they've elevated and made karting accessible on, I'm not going to say TV, but computers and devices, and you can watch karting races. And Kart Chaser in the US, they're the pinnacle, right? They're the top. Well, someone might not have a Kart Chaser budget to bring to their track, but they might, and we've started to see it, right? We saw Northern Nevada Kart Club. They started installing cameras. Rock Sonoma, they had their own video crew come in. So a lot of the tracks have looked at it and say, oh, okay, well, we don't have X amount of dollars to do that type of a production, but we can work our way there. We can have cameras so the families can watch. We can do a little bit here and there. And I look at K1 the same way. It's like, maybe, I don't know how much K1 cost, easy a couple $1 million. Maybe your local track goes, oh, we don't have a couple $1 million to do all this. But you can be creative with fundraisers so you can reseal your track. Maybe widen the track a couple of inches where everyone drives off or hits a curb. Like, there's little things that you can do that we get it. It all costs money. Ashley and I are very well aware of trying to raise money just for NorCal Karters, and we're not even operating a track. So we get it. But I think this stuff is great. And I don't know how every team in California, when this place opened in the first 2 months, if they put any effort into it, I don't know how they didn't have 6 guys under their tent. Like, I don't get it. Like, The first one, I understand. It was their first weekend. SCUSA does a fantastic job running events, but there was a lot of stuff for the past few years with K1 directly. Oh, is it going to open? When do we get to hit the track? When I can see that. But the second race, how come every team in California didn't have at least 6 guys under their tent? At least. I don't get it. The ones that choose to travel, that's it. All right, go ahead, Ashley.
In their defense, Jason, I think a lot of people did. I mean, everybody there was well over 100 and I'm going to say over 150 for sure entries. I haven't gone through and counted, but I'm going to say for sure entries over 150. Like you walk through the paddock, teams were full, and it looked generally like everybody was having a good time. Everybody was excited. The atmosphere about the racetrack was really up. It was exciting to see. It really was. And it's, for me, it's just a breath of fresh air, right? Like it wasn't, and nothing against the other tracks in SoCal, but the vibe that I've gotten every time that I've gone down to wrench or do what I do in SoCal is, it was always like, it's not the same, since like a piece of SoCal karting died when CalSpeed left the region. And now I don't want to say that's back, but it's definitely sparked a whole new vibe for sure. And now that it's different than anything else we've had since, I don't know how many people on here know what Moran Raceway used to be, but to me, it's there's been nothing like that where you're going that fast since we lost Moran. And it's just filling a void for me. It's filling a void for go-karting on the West Coast that's needed to be there. And it's bringing attention to how we can, again, like Darren said, how other tracks can improve and we can all raise our program and everybody can get better. Not just K1, not just, Sonoma, not just the tracks we have on the West Coast, like everybody. And
but let's be honest too with the personality of karters. Josh and Ash, you guys have been doing this a long time, and we're probably all wired very similar. It's at least K1's new and different, right? How many times can you run? I don't care what track it is because we're not going to pick on them. Your local track, how many times can you run it? And then eventually it's like, I want something a little bit different. It's okay, we'll run it backwards. Oh, that was cool. Okay, now I want something different. So, K1's something different.
Yeah.
Maybe we could have a NorCal SoCal shootout at K1 in 2025. Ashley,
that'd be awesome.
That would be very cool.
There will be Briggs on the calendar. Briggs Racers.
Yeah.
Ashley threw you guys a lot of love just in the intro video. All the carts in the intro video are all Briggs.
That's right, dude. That's the heart and soul. That's the heart and soul of grassroots karting, in my opinion.
I agree. And then the KAs were just too fast to capture on the film.
Hey, before we get too far sidetracked, I do want to give a couple shout outs about K1 this weekend. The racing, like I said, was fantastic, super tight. I want to give a couple shout outs to some of our guys from NorCal. Hunter Pickett ended out on the podium in third in the Pro Shifter class. That was a good run for them and the GFC boys. Jesse Gwynn, your local NorCal superstar. My buddy that I raced with in PC, longtime friend of mine. He ended up second in KA Masters. Was good to see him back behind the wheel haven't seen him back behind a 2-cycle car since Supernat. So just want to give a good shout out to Jesse and the GFC boys over there. And then Aiden Go and Koa Saito going 1-2 in Micro Swift, excuse me.
Nice.
So just wanted to give a quick shout out to some of those guys. And then my best wishes to Gino Sandoval. He was involved in a little bit of an accident, had to get transported. I spoke with his dad last night. He's doing okay. We just want to send our best wishes to Gino and make sure he's recovering and taking it easy, and hope to see him back out there as soon as possible.
I tried to say that I was his cousin so they would give me an update, but I don't think they believed me. when he was laughing about it. So, yeah, but K1, awesome. What else? Let's go over the calendar again because Jason's got a big event coming up. October 12th and 13th. I do want to mention that there is going to be the Prairie City Fall doubleheader and as well as a Kinsman Moto Club race. So Prairie City doubleheader, Kinsman Moto Club race, and Jason's doing something at a really cool track somewhere. Maybe he could let us know about it.
I'm trying to bring it up in the background somewhere. I was watching Ridge's video. It's like, oh, this is cool. Let's see. Events, NorCalCarters.com. Scroll down. Before I jump into NCK, because I'll probably talk about them for a little bit. Let's see. That same weekend is very, very competitive on the schedule. We have Prairie City races number 3 and 4. Their information can be found on NorCal Carters. I think Ashley just mentioned Kinsman. They have a moto club race, which is the no karts, no mini moto. That's going to be the super moto. NCK looks like our 80 buddies, our NorCal 80 group, is going to join the party. NCK. This is on the calendar. Again, NorCalCarters.com to go directly to their page. Oh, that's pretty cool. Go to homepage.
Jason, the screen's not up.
The screen's not up? None of that was working? All right. Well, I'm not going to redo it. I'll just add it to the stage. But NorCalCarters.com. Click on the event. Click on promoter's website. That'll take you to their website. And there you go. West Coast Grand Prix. So this is taking place in a couple of weeks, October 12th and the 13th. If you still want to get into the race, I talked to Mark Morrison this morning. He has 3 spots left. The 125 classes, are completely sold out. You can still enter with a 125, but they will put you in, I may misspeak, I believe they call it the FKE class, which is generally their super carts, I think the laydowns, etc. So even if you have a 125, you won't be in the big 125 class, because I think they have 75 entries in the 125 class. But you could enter into the FKE. So you can still reach out to NCK. Like I said, there's 3 spots available. The race is in 2 weeks, Laguna Seca. It is not going to happen next year. I 100% sure it is not happening next year. So if you want to do Laguna Seca, it is not happening next year. And honestly, it's probably not happening the year after. So this is your 3 to 4 year window for Laguna Seca. There's 3 spots left. Right now on the screen, we have NCKRoadRacing.com. They're the promoters of the West Coast Grand Prix. I will be down there Saturday and Sunday. And there's a lot going on in the background. So it's not going to be live streamed. There was a little bit of information out there saying it was going to be live streamed. NCK was trying really, really hard to make that happen. But the cost and the infrastructure of the track itself, it's not feasible on the budgets we're working with. However, throughout the whole weekend, there's going to be video content. There's going to be interviews. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on to keep you guys in the loop. You can also reach out to me directly if you want to buy tickets. You can buy spectator tickets and bring your friends down, bring your family down, check out the kart racing. But reach out to NorCal Carters for tickets if you want those in advance. I sell them at a discount before you get to the gate. So the gate fee is going to be $20. And I'm selling them for $15 a ticket. So let me know about that. If you're a local shop or a local team and you want to buy packs of 10 to help raise funds for NCK, there's a discount in there for you as well. So again, if you're a shop, if you're a team, I don't care if you got a posse with 10 guys in it, I'll give you the deeper discount if you go do 10 tickets at a time. So again, Laguna Seca. I should probably bring some video up of Laguna Seca, shouldn't I? Yeah, I'm gonna need a moment here, but I had it on last time. I like video. Um, Ashley, fill the air for a moment.
All right, so while Jason's doing that, put it in the comments, where are you guys gonna race next, and or what do you guys want us to talk about at the calendar meeting? NorCal calendar meeting is going to be on November 9th, and all of the NorCal clubs and series are going to have a representative there. If you could ask us any questions you want, or let us Walter just commented videos are good. If there's anything you want us to talk about, put it in the comments or put it in the invite or in the event on Facebook. So what is something you would like us to discuss? Put it in the comments. Jason's bringing up a video. Hey, Walter.
What's up, Walter?
All right. But Laguna Seca West Coast Karting Grand Prix on October 12th and 13th.
Did you know you can find a soulmate from Vietnam if you go to YouTube? Right there. Soulmate, Vietnam. Let's see. I'm really not sure what my wife is searching when I'm not home. There we go. Laguna Seca karting, 3 spots left.
Oh, that's good.
And
Videos are good. Let's see. So this would have been, I think, Michael Carodi. This is a number of years ago. Let's see. Yes, that's going to be a lot of fun. What else do we have on the calendar?
Oh, actually, doesn't CK need any crew?
Darren, reach out to Mark Morrison or send me a text and I will get you in touch with Mark Morrison. So that could be a possibility. Yes. Or golf carts. If anyone has a golf cart they want to donate for the weekend, let me know. I know they're looking for a golf cart or two to donate, not donate, but to use for some of the staff members and some of the video guys. Let's see. You know what, Darren? I'm going to put your comment up there. Does NCK need any cart retrieval crew? Let's not just talk about NCK or cart retrieval specifically. Any of your karting clubs can always use an extra hand. Any of them. Whether it's Ashley CCKRA, whether it's your local Kinsman Kart Club, whether it's Rock Sonoma, all of them can use an extra hand with something. So if you're really not sure how to get started in karting and you want to maybe kick it around for a couple of months first before you spend any money, call one of your tracks. You can go on norcalkarters.com, click on the tracks link, contact them and say, hey, I just found this cool sport. I want to learn more. I'm not ready to buy a cart. Do you need someone to work the corners or work the scales or sweep or whatever? Every track could use an extra hand. So thanks for bringing that up, Darren. Let's see here. So we covered the West Coast Grand Prix October 12th and the 13th. Go to nckroadracing.com. There's 3 spots left if you want to register. I'm going to drop them off real quick. Ashley, we have the calendar somewhere, or I do. Somebody has it. That's a pinball forum. That's not my calendar.
I read the calendar earlier, and it said Prairie City is going to be that weekend. Kinsman's going to be that weekend. Laguna Seca is going to be that weekend.
Oh, nope, that's not me. Let's see.
Then going into 19th and 20th is going to be CCKRA, and I believe that is going to wrap up all of the NorCal clubs and series for the year. on behalf of all of the clubs and series, we would like to thank everyone for joining us. Whether it's Prairie City, Kinsman, Dixon, well, that's Kinsman, Davis, NCK, Challenge of the Americas, Rock Sonoma, all of our other sponsoring clubs. We appreciate you and coming.
In the background behind Ashley and I, these are the supporters for 2024. You have NCK, you have Prairie City, you have CCKRA, you have NNKC, which is not NCK and is not NorCal Karters. They would be Northern Nevada Kart Club. So they're on there. Kinsman Kart Club, we have Challenge of the Americas, Andy Saisman. You know, Ashley, Challenge of the Americas, we love Andy. Well, you love Andy. I tolerate Andy. Give them a plug. They had a little bit of news drop last week. Do you want to drop that news for 2025 in Andy Saisman, Challenge of the Americas?
So I can tell you what I can tell you, but the official 2025 tire for Challenge of the Americas is going to be the new Shinko Kart tires, and you can go to Shinko Kart Tires USA on their Facebook page and like them there. But yes, for the first time in the United States of America, FTK is bringing a new tire, and we will be debuting it at Challenge of the Americas. So it will be the tire we're using for all the rounds, and I don't know the price point yet. I don't know any of that information yet, nor is that anything that I do. So when we do get that information, definitely we will either bring Andy back or he'll let us know when he has all that info ready. But again, Challenge Karting, and you can go onto the website where you will find the 2025 schedule for next year. They are adding another race this year. So instead of the traditional 3-race series, we are going to be a 4-race series now. And I say we because I'm going along with them, and I will be there again this year with Josh. Also, yes, here we go. Full Throttle Karting is a U.S. importer of Shinko racing kart tires. So we're super excited about that.
So before you text Andy, before you call Andy, before you email Andy, you can read this nice little press release that's on his website.
Yeah.
Did you get frozen over there?
I did.
It looks like you're just staring off. I could actually mess with this for a little bit. This is kind of funny. There goes Ashley. She'll be back. She'll come right back on after her screen unfreezes. So we have. So if you don't know, FTK, Full Throttle Karting, that is Andy Saisman. That was his kart shop when he was down in Southern California. Challenge of the Americas, that's his series that he runs on the West Coast. So check it out for 2025. He is the official Shinko kart guy for 2025. So that's going to be exciting to see. I'm sure. I know for a fact when he made the switch last year and he was doing the Vega tires. I know for a fact leading up before he made any decision, he did a lot of testing with a number of the teams. I personally saw it, and I'm sure, knowing Andy, he's going to put these tires into the proper hands for some proper testing to make sure that the racers have a good product to put underneath their kart. So Full Throttle Karting, Challenge of the Americas 2025. There you go. Let's see here. Also, since we're talking about the big races, coming up at the end of October, we have Rock Vegas. So Vortex is the engine. Tony Kart is the main conglomerate, but Rock Vegas is taking place October 30th through November 3rd. So that's taking, that's only a month away. I mean, it's amazing how fast the racing season goes by. I remember at the beginning of the year, we were kind of talking about at Rock Sonoma, just, man, we have a race in February. How is this going to affect the rest of the series? And then here we are, October 2024, and we're looking at the two big Vegas races each year. So Rock Vegas is taking place October 30th through November 3rd. That is going to be at the Rio. And then also the other big player in town, Super Karts USA. Give me one moment here. I might have to toggle my screen. Super Karts USA, Super Nationals, Super Karts USA, Super Nationals. Looks like it's going to be the Super Nationals number 27. So that's going to be at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, as you can see here. That's taking place November 13th through the 17th. So those two races, traditionally for our type of karting, that wraps up our year. I know out on the East Coast, they have Daytona Kart Week in December. But for us, everywhere else, for the sprint guys, we have Rock Cup, Vegas, and we have the Super Nationals by SCUSA. So those events are coming up. You can check out their websites, rockcupusa.com or superkartsusa.com. So that should be exciting. Let's see. Josh and Ashley are rebooting their computer. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Let's see that we could talk about before Ashley comes on. I'm going to remove that. Oh, I didn't finish my thank yous. So we got to Andy over here. We got to Andy, Challenge of the Americas. That logo is going to change to the 18th running or 18th annual Challenge of the Americas. Then we had Rock Sonoma. So Rock Sonoma's, I am really struggling with that. Rock Sonoma, they've been on board with NorCal Karters for a number of years. And then Extra Kart Parts, that's me. That's my actual day thing where I buy and sell karting equipment. And I've been putting a lot more effort on the actual website over the past few months. And the goal is just to post 5 to 10 items a day on extrakartparts.com. But I do post a lot of stuff on Instagram, on Facebook, on my Extra Kart Parts handle, not NorCal Karters. So I usually post everything there first, and YouTube. That channel's growing. So I post everything there first. So if you see something, my best prices are if you find something you like from one of my social posts before I post it online. Once I post it online, I need to charge you a little bit more to cover my transaction fees, etc. So if you want the best price, always look at my Extra Kart Part pages because I take quick pictures before uploading everything to my website. So it looks like Ashley is back in the background there. But we appreciate the support from these companies behind me. And when Ashley pops up, they're behind her too. Without their support, there is not this show. There is not the calendar. There is not the website. So we appreciate their support. If you want to have your name added to the banner, or if you want to have a show of your own where we highlight what your track is doing, or even if you're a business and you want to sponsor a club to bring more attention to that particular club, reach out to Ashley or myself because we're going to start hitting the renewals pretty hard after Vegas. That way we can try to get as many up and online before the new year that we can. Ashley already mentioned it at the very first part of the show. November 9th is her annual club meeting. It is closed to the public. Typically what we did last year is like we invited all the clubs. They had a chance to accept or reject. Most of them accepted. we also, not we, it was Ashley. Ashley had a question on the form, and we only gave the tracks one shop. And we asked each track, what was the one shop that supported your track this year? And those shops were reached out to as well to give their input. So if you're sitting there and you're a cart shop and you're wondering why Ashley or Jason didn't call you to join the meeting, it was because your name didn't come up from that club. So we're not trying to put anybody in a situation. It's support your club harder. Bottom line. Um, but all the clubs are welcome. I don't. Are we going to try to expand it a little further out, Ashley, to some of the maybe SoCal clubs, um, and maybe Southern Oregon clubs, possibly?
Yeah, so
We started
I
stretching
don't.
NorCal a little bit, but
Yeah, I don't
we
want
try to
to.
look at the tracks that affect our racers that are based in California.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So there are going to be some clubs that I'm going to reach out to that aren't in NorCal specific, but yes, like Jason's saying, that are NorCal racers follow and things like that. So I did put out those invitations. Again, it is in November. I just put out the save the date, so there's still going to be lots of stuff coming out before then. I'm going to be posting the confirmations as I get them, so you guys will see the lists of clubs that have confirmed and that are coming. And the event is going to be open on Facebook. So again, at any time you can put in topics of discussion. Yes, like Jason said, we did go through and ask all of the clubs and series is which teams supported them, and we reached out to them as well. We're going to be doing that again this year. So we are gathering as much information as we can get. So if there is a time that you want to be heard, right now is the time. So put it in. If you want us to talk about weights, if you want us to talk about rules, if you want us to talk about anything as a whole, there will be a representative from each club there. So this is the time.
Time masters.
And I'm gonna give everyone a quick visual representation. Ashley put in a lot of effort last year to have the clubs meet, and it's a virtual, correct, Ashley? It's a virtual meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a virtual meeting, so you don't have to drive 3 hours or anything else, or hang out in a pizza bar and talk about how all the kids are doing and the grandkids are doing, to drink beer and then leave without a calendar. That's not what's going to happen. When she gets done, you're going to have a calendar. But the comment came up a few times last year afterwards of can we try not to put any races on top of each other? So this is NorCal Carters. This is a current track map. All the little blue, never mind. I didn't hit the screen share.
Yeah.
I'm a rookie at this. We were supposed to have a producer, but then she decided she wanted to be a co-host.
Well, while you're bringing that up, I can sort of elaborate a little bit. But yes, so we do have a lot of tracks in the region, and everybody wants us to consider all of these tracks. But here's what Jason's trying to show everyone is we have 4 weekends in a month and all these blue dots that have to get in. We understand on the club levels, there needs to be more consistent activity. On the big series levels, there's things like that. There's lots. I'm telling you guys, there's lots of new information coming out. So things are going to be very busy in 2025. And also too, we also have to take into account holidays. So there's some months in the beginning of the year that have holidays that will affect weekends. So yes, everybody can sit here and say, oh, can you please not try and schedule things on top of each other? But please be aware of the fact that there's only 4 weekends in the month and a whole region we have to get through. So we will
Thou
try our
shalt
best.
not put a race on top of Mother's Day.
Yes.
That is a
Day.
racing rule. Thou shalt not put a race on top of NASCAR at Sonoma. That's just one of the things the tracks have to plan ahead.
They won't let you anyway. So
yes.
But
for my drag racing buddies, don't put a race on top of NHRA.
Or Easter.
Yeah. So those pin drops are the tracks that are on the NorCal Karters website, and that is what the maneuvering and organization is, trying to not put a race on top of all the other racers. Conflicts will happen. The idea is to minimize the conflicts and minimize how many people are affected. If we have a race in Medford and we have a race down at Santa Maria, honestly, that's probably not going to have a big crossover. We'll have, that crazy family like Aiden Go, who drives from Reading down to Sonoma overnight so his kid could do a doubleheader race weekend. But in general, stuff like that won't be too much of a conflict. But yeah, November 9th will be the NorCal calendar meeting.
Yeah. And if you're not on this list and you want to be on this list, let me know. And but if you are part of the NorCal Track Leadership Group, you can RSVP there as well.
Perfect.
All right, that's all I have. Any questions, comments, anything, put them in the comments. As we're wrapping up, Jason, where are you going to be at next?
Next, in about 10 minutes in the kitchen, I'm going to have a bowl of ice cream. But in 2 weeks, I will be in Monterey, California, at the world famous Laguna Seca. And yes, I will have pictures from the famous corkscrew. And we will be there for NCK road racing. There are 3 spots left. So 3 spots left. And if you want to attend as an observer, reach out to me and I can get you some passes ahead of time. So that way you can avoid the line when you get there and then also save a few dollars. Because at the gate, the tickets are going to be $20. Ashley?
Well, I am actually going to be going to Tracy this weekend to go and see some of my friends down there, Trisha and Nathan, and some other friends. So I'm excited. But I'll be going back to K1 to hang out with my friends at Tri-C this weekend. So I'll be doing that. But my next race will be at Santa Maria for the Central California Championship for CCKRA. So I look forward to seeing you there. Hopefully, again, you don't have to be a member to race this race, but I will try and entice you. All right, NorCal, have a great night.
And our sign off, if we all bring one person to our sport, we will double by next year.